Okay, this is May 28, 2014. It's a Monday. It's been a couple weeks since I did my last video. I'm still on the elite level. I'm looking at hopefully going unleashed by the end of the week, or by the end of this week, by Friday or Saturday. I'm going to have enough profits to go unleashed, which is a $249 single. You pay it once, you got it forever, which is really cool. It's $249 a month. I'm like, yeah, you're going too far. So a one-time payment, which is cool. Now, one thing I like about Elite is I made several sales that I wouldn't have made if it wouldn't have been for the Elite training the way Elite does things. Some of the sales is because these products can only be found on the alternative sites. Okay. Number two, some of it's because the Elite training opens up your markets to more places, and so by doing that, you open up yourself up to more people. So I've made like 4 or 5 sales overseas based on their training. I have made several sales due to the alternate sites based on their training. Because originally what they do is they teach you Amazon, which is a good base product, and we make a lot of sales on Amazon. But I'm also leveraging the other sites too, and I'm getting more and more sales. Of all the sites that they have, there's two of them. I have not made a sale through yet. It's just a matter of time before that happens. Actually, there's 2 of them, because there are 2 sites. There's actually 2 sites. There actually are like 4 sites that if you get one, you've actually count both. And so there's 2 sites that are together. I've used one but not the other, but they're both the same company. And there's another 2 sites where it's the same thing. One of the sites, the 2 other sites are 2 independent sites. But because of that, I have more products from more different places where I can leverage better money and a lot different products. Because there are certain products that are unique to each site, it gives me more products to go and more stuff to do, and I've made some sales. And because one of these sites are from a major retailer, and because this certain retailer isn't found all over the country like they used to be, and I can tell you who it is because I'm not allowed to. Hey, it's one of those confidential agreements, and I do keep up with those. But because this retailer can't be found, it's like this retailer in this area can't be found in the area where I live in, but can be found like a couple hours, like an hour north and like an hour south. It's kind of weird. They're opposite. The other retailer that they own is actually all over the place, so it's kind of weird. Like you can find it at this retailer, but not at this retailer. And they're both the same company. It's just kind of interesting, but it is because the type of company they are that actually makes sense. I know I'm kind of going through weird details. But Elite's great. I would be unleashed already if I had a job. But since my contract ended for the job, I've been focusing on this between looking for jobs. I've had interviews and stuff, which is cool. So I'm going to end up going back to work probably for at least a few months before I get this off the ground. There is a learning curve. Some people hit this off the bat and they're making like a couple $100 a week within 6 weeks. I'm not that person. All right, I'm making maybe $100 to $200 a week profit. Maybe depending on the week, sometimes only 50, but at least I'm making extra money. And a lot of the profits I've had has gone into my gas tank because or buying food for my kids and me. And so I've used the profits to keep myself afloat. I even used it to pay used the profits to pay my cable bill. Actually, I don't have cable TV, I just have cable internet, so I used it for that. The fact that this business has allowed me to, yeah, that's my 4-year-old in the background. It allows me to have a little extra money in times like this is great. I mean, of anything, if people are like, well, I'm only making $20 a week. What's it worth? After I do everything, I'm only making like $20 or $30 a week. Is it worth it? I mean, if it's $20, $30 a week, you wouldn't have. That might be that $20, $30 you need for food or for gasoline to get to and from work. And that's just a start. Remember, if you can make $20 today, you make $30 tomorrow. I've had a $60 day. I've had a $50 day. I did 5 sales. I've had days where I did 9 sales. I've had days where I did 11 sales. okay, in a day. Now, I haven't made that consistent, but I've normally consistently been making 4 or 5 sales lately. At 700 items, I should be making more, but when I first started doing this, I was making some mistakes. I was looking at what they were listing, not what they were selling. So I'm filtering those out. I'm looking at stuff going, so I'm filtering out some of the bad ones, and it just takes time. And since I've already, listed it for like 30 days, you get 3 extra months. So do it for 120 days, maybe I'll get a sale, maybe I won't. What really amazes me though, is there's stuff I put in, oh yeah, this is going to sell. Nobody buys it. I put other things on there, maybe it will sell, maybe some will get sold from it. That's stuff like, some stuff like, this is going to sell, actually sells pretty well. I put some stuff on there, oh, this ain't going to sell, but this guy sold me, it will sell. I'm like, and I keep selling them. And it's you. Sometimes you're not sure what will sell. There's certain things that do sell, and like, because I live in Texas, people buy different things than people who live in California. Now, there's certain things that people all over the country will buy, and those are obvious. There are other things that, why, if you live in California, and most of your, if you live in California, people are going to buy this like crazy. If you live in Texas, people are like, I ain't buying that. But it's also things people who live here in Texas might buy something like crazy, but people like in California or Washington or Oregon are like, why would I want that? And so some of it's just a regional thing, because it's really funny. I've had stuff where, it sells great here, but, and for other items, I have customers, who are from other parts of the country, and I've got customers from the world. I'm surprised by what sells a lot. I've had certain items like, wow, this item's selling better than I thought. Other items like, actually, this is selling pretty well. This is selling pretty good. I mean, yeah, I can see this selling. And so, I mean, and you'll kind of get a feel for it. But you got to remember, it's not what you like, because if you're like me, where you have like kind of unusual taste, your taste won't be like everybody else's taste. And if you have something where you kind of relate to people really well, then you might be able to sell stuff better. But you never know what's going to sell and what won't sell. But if you think something's going to sell, and it's not really, take a chance with it. Unless it's something like really oddball. But certain things will sell, and certain things won't sell, and you'll figure it out. And certain things they do sell, but they don't sell that often. And some of it's based on price, some of it's based on a lot of factors. I've learned a lot. I actually have adjusted my stuff to fit some of the issues I've had with different things. Domination is a good way to make extra money. It's a good way to keep yourself afloat. And I'll tell you this, that I did have a slump the last week, but not every week's going to be the same. You're going to have good weeks and bad weeks. You go to a Walmart, there are weeks they make money like crazy. Other weeks it's like, man, nobody's going to buy anything this week. Now, everybody goes to Walmart to shop, but every business has their up weeks and down weeks. So last week I kind of had a down week. Week before that the 2 weeks before that were really good. And then everything else I've done has been, like Saturday and Sunday were kind of, like Friday and Saturday were really slow days. Yesterday was a really good day, like 5 or 6 sales. And that was about it. But I'm going to tell you right now that this is a great business. I'm looking at going to the Unleashed level by the end of the week because I know there's even more profits. I'm probably moving faster than most people would at this point because I got goals. And also I've got to make, goals that I want to get out of never working again by the end of June if possible. If not, definitely after Christmas comes around, I should be set on my own. So I'm going to see how that works. So far, I mean, it's not working 100% like I wished it would, but not everything works great. There is a learning curve, and once I get this down, I'm probably going to be better. It's just going to take time to crush it. I'm doing good, but I'm not really crushing it yet. But I'm not doing as good as I hope, and I'm doing a lot better than people would think I would. So I'm actually doing okay. This is a good business. Definitely need to take a look into it. You can click my link below. Later.